what's up, peoples? Mood 616 coming back at you with another entry in my top personal 25 Emcees of all time. In at number 17, I believe we're at right now. You can hear him in the background. Now, don't give me a lot of hate because of this. If you're still young and you kind of grew up after he passed away, and you don't really understand the whole hype behind him, that's understandable, but try not to hate too much, because if you grew up in the time period where he was blowing the fuck up, making films, just being pretty cool, it's a different kind of story. But, and we're talking about, there's Tupac. Number 17, Tupac. For the people that really like him, they're probably going, damn, he's on your top 10, but let's wait till we get there. You know, I'm a really big fan of Tupac's albums when he was alive. Not so much, you know, the post-human stuff. There's some decent songs, especially the stuff that was, you know, the original beats and stuff, but we'll get into that in a minute. But anyways, listen to Tupac clips now. This is the debut record, the official debut record. I'm not talking about the stuff he did with Strictly Dope before this, like his major label, his Interscope debut. This album was actually pretty good. You know, not the best debut in the world by all means, and by far his best album, but this album is interesting because it stirred up a lot of shit with the song Trapped. I remember, I think at the time it was Newt Gingrich, I don't know who the fuck it was, I can't remember, but they were fucking shitting on Tupac, man, like banning his shit and like all over the place because of the video and stuff, and it's fucking unreal, man. But anyways, you can hear my homie calls in the background right now. Favorite track, one of my favorite Tupac songs of all time. It's just such an awesome track. I don't know, this album's pretty good, you know. It's got Part-Time Mother I really like on this album. Brendan's Got a Baby. It's got a cool story, you know. That was the thing about Tupac, even in the early stages, he was a really good storyteller, and you know, he didn't really get that credit because everything was kind of overlooked by his whole G'd up persona and stuff. But you know, Tupac was really kind of, you know, he was different though, and people really take him for, you know, they think he's a lot harder than he was. I mean, he acted tough, but it's hard to explain. I'm not going to get into that, but yeah, I don't know. This album, it's okay. I do recommend this if you're a Tupac fan. You've never heard this record. I mean, I'm assuming if you are a Tupac fan, you've definitely heard this record, but you know, it's a decent debut. And then going on to Strictly For My Niggas, released in '93. This album had a totally different feel to it, a lot different production on it. Definitely not by any means, you know, another spectacular record, but it had really good tracks. I love Last Words, man. Represent 93, it's kind of an interlude track, but it's basically kind of a shadow track. It's really dope. Keep your head up, everyone knows that track. It's classic, it's just awesome. Strictly For My Niggas, the song is really good. And I Get Around with Shock G. Really dope, man. Really dope. Five Deadly Venoms. I believe, I'm trying to remember who everybody is in that track right now, and I'm having issues getting out my thing. I know, I think Tretch is in the song. Yeah, Tretch, yeah, that's who it was. Nature and Apache, and the Live Squad, Apache, who was actually passed on too, and died, I think last year, I think he passed on. Yeah. But anyways, you know, Strictly For My Niggas, not a bad album. You know, like I said, Tupac's whole kind of thing, sound changed here. And then, it's interesting, from this album, 93, into the 1994 release of the Thug Life album with his group record with Big Psych and Rated R and Mo Premium and stuff like that. Completely different sound, elevated. I think this album is fucking dope. I think this album is really sick. Every song, it's only 10 tracks, but every song on this record is sick, man. If you're a fan of this type of music, definitely check this out. Absolutely love this record. My joint on here is How Long Will They Mourn Me with Nate Dogg. Absolutely love that track. Bury Me Cheese, classic, man. Under Pressure, Straight Ballin', you know, every song on here is just sick, man. I actually really like Big Psych a lot. He's pretty cool. Really like his voice. But this is another one you definitely gotta check out. And then on to my favorite Tupac album. I think this is by far his best album, hands down. His strictly East Coast record, you know, Me Against the World. The title track says it all. It's just such an awesome track. Easy Mo B's production on this record, flawless, man. The tracks that he produced, fucking sick, man. I know it's interesting because at the time he was producing tracks for the Ready to Die Out by the BNG, by Notorious Big, and doing this album too, which is interesting because, you know, they were starting their feud and stuff, and he's in between producing tracks for both records, which is kind of an interesting story, but totally, you know, for another video, I think. But this album right here is just flawless in my opinion. So Many Tears, I think, is one of the best Tupac songs ever. You know, songs like Old School, Just Give It Up, love the sample in that track. Dear Mama, well, everyone knows that song. He Gets Real, like I said. If I Die Tonight, which is very eerie. That song is super eerie. Death Around the Corner, Fuck the World, Lord Knows, Heavy in the Game with Richie Rich, which is super sick. That's on there. But my favorite album by Tupac, Being Against the World, hands down. Everybody should have this collection. And then to probably the most famous Tupac album, the All Eyes on Me album, his Death Row label debut. Sounds really good. It's interesting because this album was recorded so quick. Like he recorded like 3-4 tracks at night after he got released. You know, there's songs on here I don't like. I hate the song Got My Way Up, Got My Mind Made Up. You know, with Redman. I'm not a big fan of the song. No More Pain. Not a big fan of that song. I'm not even the biggest fan of that song. What's Your Phone Number is horrible. And that sounds, you know, like this sounds not that great, but some of the songs that are just absolutely amazing on this album. I think my favorite Tupac song, besides So Many Tears, is Wonder Why They Call You Bitch. I absolutely love that track. Great story in it. I think the second disc is pretty much almost flawless on this. Way better than the first one. Thug Passion is another one of my favorite songs on here, but you know, everybody knows this record. Most people fucking own this, even if they don't even listen to hip hop, because you know it's that popular. This album sold something like, you went diamonds, you know, over 10 million units shipped or something like that. And Tupac never fucking seen a penny of that shit. But once again, another video. Anyways, Tupac, All Eyes on Me, good shit. And then this album was actually released just shortly after he was killed, but this album was all done. The Machiavelli album. Which is interesting because he's dissing Dre on this record. It was just hard, man. Just fucking hard on this record. Live and Die in LA is fantastic. My favorite track on this album is probably Crazy. I love that track. Or Hold Your Head. I love those two tracks. Hail Mary's eerie and fucking fantastic. Bomb First is just hardcore. He's dissing fucking everybody in the world on that track. So Tupac was kind of hard to listen to because you knew he was better than that. You know, he was a better person than that. He liked to stir up shit. He admitted it, and you know, that was definitely the downfall of him. But you know, it's a good record. I recommend it. And then the very first, well, kind of, you know, official post-human record would be the Are You Still Down, Remember Me, double disc. Now this is actually pretty decent because this is all original beats and stuff, a lot of these Johnny J beats and stuff like that, just more unreleased tracks from, I'd probably say just the last couple of years before this. See, this song, I Wonder If Heaven Gotta Get It, was actually a B-side for the Strictly For My Niggas album, released in '93. It was a B-side to Keep Your Head Up on the vinyl, and I think the tape single too, to be honest, which is a pretty cool track. I love it. I like the remix, I think better. The hip-hop version I think is better. I always get them fucking mixed up, but I love Hellraiser on here. I can't believe that track never made it out. It's crazy, man. You know, Ready For Whatever's cool, man. Do For Love, made a video for that track. Definition of a Thug Nigga was actually on the Poetic Justice soundtrack, which is an awesome track. Lie to Kick It, Sick with Richie Rich again on that track. No, there is good songs on here. I actually do recommend this. I think this is actually pretty good, considering it is like all original Tupac tracks. Onto the greatest hits. I lost my cover somehow. I don't know how I did that. And then onto the Tupac Outlaws, Still I Rise. Now this album used to get, when it came out, a lot of people were shitting on this. I think it's pretty good. You know, it's got some pretty good tracks, man. I think Hell for a Hustler's fucking sick on here. Black Jesus is awesome. Letter to the President's really good. Baby Don't Cry is cool. I think it's better than people give it credit for. I'm not a big fan of the Outlaws solo stuff. Tupac really does make this record. I never really checked for the Outlaws after. I'm not really a fan of them. They're a little too hard for me and shit, but Tattoos and Closed Casket is a fucking cool track too. You know, it's a little underrated in my opinion. I think it's good. Give it a break. Yeah. Here's like, I think it's more of a bootleg. It's like a actual official bootleg made in Australia. It's just a compilation of Tupac with B.I.G. tracks. I don't even really know what the hell this is. I listened to it a couple times. I picked it up because I think it was like $2 years and years ago. Getting on to Until the End of Time. I think this album was a combination of, I'm gonna say, original beats. There's a lot of original beats on here. Actually, I think this was still original beats. You see QD3. I just haven't listened to this. A lot of Johnny J stuff in here, which is good. QD3. I think this was all still original stuff, kind of remixed a little bit. Obviously thrown in some features and stuff, but I thought there were some pretty good tracks in here. A lot of the remixes and stuff, the full remixes on here, I don't like. There is good tracks in here, though. I like Breathing. There's some Battle of a Dead Soldier, really cool. Little Homies is cool. Just that kind of classic feel. Those are the tracks that are produced by Johnny J, which is another person that's dead now. So, but anyway, that's pretty good. Sorry, I'm just kind of riffing through it, so I can tell I'm running out of time here. I actually have a timer on this because fucking YouTube. The Better Days, yeah, not good. I think I actually kind of like the remix of My Block on here with Elton John. I think it's actually pretty fucking good. No, not with Elton John. What the fuck am I thinking? Actually, no, the remix of My Block. I can't remember who the fuck does the chorus in it, but I think that's on the other one. I didn't really like Better Days. It's all remix shit. It tells you, but I don't think you've ever won. You put out like that at all. And then Loyal to the Game, which is all done by Eminem. The beats are okay. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of these remix kind of fucking post-human albums that are just moneymakers. And it's too bad too, because I really wish they'd put out the original track. Some of these, like Out on Bail, wish they'd put out the original track. That song is fucking awesome, man. The original cut of that, Loyal to the Game, everyone knows that was on the. It's actually bonus tracks on the. What movie am I looking for here? Above the Rim. Yeah. So. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. If you're a fan of it, that's fine. I'm not gonna hate on you. And then to this fucking disaster of a piece here, Hawk's Life. Oh god, this is fucking. This is like embarrassing. And I'm glad that they haven't put out anything since 2006. Too. Apparently there's something else coming out. I also heard that it might actually be releasing some of the original stuff, but this is a disaster. It's just a fucking moneymaker. And then we got the Strictly Dope stuff. They did release like an official on Emmer Records. I actually really like the old stuff, man. I'm a big fan of the Strictly Dope. In case Misplaced Mike, Let Knowledge Drop. I really like that Tupac. It's just young, immature. It's fun hip hop. Look at that kid with hair. It's awesome. But yeah, it's Tupac. If whatever, leave comments down below. Good or bad, whatever. I mean, this is, like I said, my personal list. I grew up listening to him. I read from Tupac Lips Now up until he passed away, and then I picked up the records as the post-human ones. But whatever, it is what it is. Tupac. I think he's an icon. I think a lot of the younger people nowadays don't really understand why they're hating on him a lot of the times, but that's just my opinion too. It is what it is, right? People have different likes and preferences, and that's fine. I think Tupac is definitely one of the greatest, and not just because he's dead, because he actually, his whole persona, I think he was actually he was a better person than people gave him credit for. But anyways, I gotta sign off here. I'm running out of time, and can't go over 15 minutes, so anyways, Moon 616 is number 17 in my top 25 personal 25 MCs of all time. Thanks for subscribing and watching. Peace.